Well, my name is David Horton. I'm a driver for Goodwill and have been for 3 years. I guess as from an employment standpoint, I'm basically a vagabond. I never really stayed in any job for any length of time. But when I got here, one thing I try to do is I try to give everything I have when I'm working, because I'm a firm believer in giving your best, no matter what. For a 2-year period, I just went from one life-changing situation to the next. Then to July of 17, I discovered I had a blood clot. And through the intervention, I'm gonna say intervention because I'm a man, I try to tough things out. I don't sit there and try to get help for much of anything, but one of my managers at the time insisted that I go to the doctor and have my leg checked out, because my leg is swollen up to where it's like he's stretching my pants. And then when I went to see the doctor, without even giving me an option to say yes or no, he sent me over to Columbus Diagnostics to have an ultrasound done on my leg. And the ultrasound revealed that I had a blood clot. And a week later, I ended up in the hospital because the blood clots had moved up into my lungs, not just one or two, but the doctor's exact words were multiple blood clots, multiple emboli. Had my manager not insisted that I go to the doctor, I believe with everything in me that I'd be dead right now. 6 months later, my mother gets sick, and she goes in the hospital, and she basically developed an infection that they couldn't do anything for. And in February, she went in the hospital in December. In February, she passed away. And once again, it was Goodwill there. Goodwill was there. I mean, flowers were sent to my mom's funeral. I had everybody at work sitting there checking on me, seeing how I was doing, how my mom was doing. And it was comforting to know that when I was at work, I was still being looked after. July rolls around. One morning, my wife can't walk. So I had to take her to the hospital. Well, while we were there, we discovered that my wife has Parkinson's. And so we had to wait 3 months for her to get in to see a neurologist. And it was like taking care of a newborn baby in every sense of the word. But when you love somebody, you do what you gotta do. Because my wife is the most important person in the world to me. And in the 3 months it took for her to actually get in to see a neurologist, I basically worked about it like I was part-time again. That's because I was at home that much. But because of Goodwill, I still had a job. And then, November, December of that year, my mother-in-law gets sick, goes in the hospital, and eventually she passes away. So like I said, in a 2-year span, I went from one life-changing thing to another, and through the entire process, starting with my blood clot situation all the way up until my mother-in-law passing, 2-year time frame. When I needed them, Goodwill was there for me. I can't thank Goodwill itself. I can't thank the individual people that were part of that process enough for what they did for me, because it was hard. I mean, bang, 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 bang. Here I am dealing with all these things that one is bad enough, but I had to deal with 4 of them in 2 years. It was hard. But Goodwill, when I needed them most, Goodwill was there for me. And there's not much that I could, I'm sorry, but I mean, so there's a lot of stuff that I put up with, because in the back of my head, I know that when Goodwill had my back when I needed them. They had my back.
That's really awesome.
I like what Goodwill stands for. I mean, Goodwill, they reach out and help people. But it's not just the people that they reach out and help, it's also their employees. Because, I mean, yeah, you see I see the stories all the time about people coming in and Goodwill helping them out. I mean, I was already here. You know, granted only 6 months, but I was already here. And they were helping me. They helped me through this, like, a very difficult time. And yeah, if you come to work for Goodwill, yes, it's a job, and yes, there's a lot gonna be expected of you. But at the same token, the people that work there are great people to be around, great people to work with, and when you need them, don't be surprised if they're not there for you, because they will be. I don't go out seeking somebody to take care of me, but yet, there they were. They did. And if you come to work for Goodwill, the opportunity for that same thing to happen to you is there. Don't look at it as just another job, because it is, I really believe, well, Goodwill is my family, away from my family.